I like to bring kind of like a realness to this. It's a very transactional industry, and I kind of like to bring some sort of realness and paper, a people person thing, right? We deal so much with data and analytics, and I get all of that, but I like to bring kind of the real person aspect into this, especially with everything going on in this creator economy. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, welcome to the channel. My name is Mike Success Rodriguez. I am an influencer, manager, marketer, and also the author of the Content to Cash Bible with my brother Ash Cash. Here, just to give you a rundown, Tuesdays, hopefully you checked open mic. I do kind of just speak on topics on the past week in the influencer marketing, creator economy, anything. And today on Thursdays, I like to just kind of speak on something that, some information or just kind of helps you out as far as within this economy. Sometimes it's information, sometimes it's just kind of me speaking and just as far as my take. But I kind of want people to, I like to bring kind of like a realness to this. It's a very transactional industry, and I kind of like to bring some sort of realness and paper, a people person thing, right? We deal so much with data and analytics, and I get all of that, but I like to bring kind of the real person aspect into this, especially with everything going on in this creator economy. And I kind of want to speak today about the evolution. I was thinking about this the other day, as far as, I got into this game in 2017 with my nephew Chicle, actually. And from when we first started, and I'll say me, when I first started in this industry, it was very different. It was very different. It was kind of like people were starting to see, the first deal we had was with Tidal Rock Nation. And it was for a web series, right? And then I noticed on social media, kind of like, a lot of people, a lot of brands looked at influencer, the influencer word was, there, and people were looking at them as a lot of them like sales, right? Because and I equate this all the time with hip hop, on how it started to be, how it began. It is an art form. Influence content creation is an art form, and then companies and brands saw that there was money being made, so they kind of came into the game. And then it was kind of like one-offs, and it was like, I feel like brands looked at influencers as salesmen, right? So a lot of the beginning were, affiliate programs, and I know that's coming back, and I understand that, because again, it's the evolution of the game. They had affiliates, so you would sit there and say, hey, okay, if everybody click your link. I mean, people know what affiliates are now, but a lot of it was one-offs. It was kind of like, hey, let's do this, let's see what we can squeeze out, and that was that. And I think people and the society just looked at them as that. We're gonna keep doing that. But then as it grew, it kind of like, oh, okay, well, there's talent out here, and there's people that actually resonate with that. And then people started to see a shift. Okay, well, I can get a more return on my investment if I work with influencers, right? Because, hey, a commercial on TV, right? TV was, happening, or whatever, still happening, right? But if I put, I'm just going to use easy numbers. If I spend 50 grand on TV, I can probably spend 5 grand and probably get more in return, because there was a shift now. People were on their phones. People were, looking to influencers and people to kind of like be the salesman, I guess, right? And that's how people looked at it, and I understood it. Me personally, I had a vision. I saw talent. I saw that it was beyond this, because anybody that knows me from 2017, 2018, looking to get shows and ideas and talent and actual creation beyond just the 30 seconds on social media. So now brands started to kind of see, like, oh, all right, I'm starting to see that, society is now starting to shift, and people are starting to shift. And now there was more money into influencer marketing, because they were like, damn, if I put 5,000, what if I put 10,000, and what can I get? And then you started to getting long-term deals like that. That's what I like to focus on as much as possible, especially now, long-term deals, because this is actually, there's people that have actual talent here. But the evolution of this has been crazy. Technology moves quick, and this industry is moving quick. Like now, I believe right now, the last thing I saw was that this industry is 104 billion, I believe. And I know it's going to the projections. I've seen a bunch of different projections, but 500 billion by 2030. A lot of people have different aspects of it on what they feel, right? Because they feel like, oh, it's saturated. Yeah, it's saturated because everybody sees that there's money to be made and everybody thinks that they can just do it, right? But when you're really into it, you understand that there's time, there's effort, and there's a lot of there's a lot of consistency you need. You need a work ethic to do this. It's not so simple, right? So what's happening too that I see as far as a lot of the bigger creators now got their numbers, probably made their most money during COVID, right? So 2020, people are home, followers, people just need entertainment. They need to fuel themselves with content and everything like that. And now we've kind of faded out of that. Clearly, we're 5 years out of COVID, and then there's some creators that still think that it's 2020, and it's not, right? So if you were one of those creators that just was, how I look at it, caught a lick on social media, meaning that you just caught a quick one, and now you still want to do it. Now it's an economy, right? 2017, I don't know so much if the word creator economy was out there. I could be wrong, but I'm telling that's when I got into it. I didn't really hear that word. Now, over the past, couple of years, you hear economy, 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 which means that there's money into it. And I preach to creators, there's an economy built off of your back, right? So you have creator and then you have economy. And please, if I've said it 7 times in different videos, it doesn't matter. I need people to understand there's an economy built, and that's the word you got to focus on. If you want to look at this like a business, because you got to take it like a business. I mean, you could do it as a hobby. Me personally, I think you need to do this as a business because there's money to be made here. And especially if it's something that you enjoy and you have a passion for it, why not do it? It gives you another avenue, because certain things, school is not for everybody. Okay. The books and being a lawyer, the doctor, and all of those things, accountant, I think all of that is great. Fire, all of those type of things, all of those type of jobs are great. But you have people that are creative, that are into the arts, right? And this gives you an outlet aside from any other thing that's been here before. But now you have an actual opportunity to create content, do something that you love, and actually make money with it. And if you do it right, you build a business, and it can, for the long term, all of these things, it's a domino effect. You start with content and it leads into other things. I like to speak about a business. So the evolution of it, it starts with you just shooting, even back then, right? From when I started, it's shooting, it's content, it's eyeballs, it's this. There's a whole bunch of things. I mean, I can get into this. I could speak probably for hours on this topic of where it is and also where I feel it's going. But this industry has really, evolved, and I love it because I'm about business, right? So I'm glad that we're at a point in this industry where it's business now. Okay, creators are their own brands. They can create businesses. They are CEOs of their own brand. They can have so many different pieces and different parts to their brand, and it's awesome. You can control it. You just got to do it in the right way. So I think I spoke a little bit too long on it, but just sometimes, like with this, like I said, I'm doing this by myself. I'm figuring all this stuff out. I'm sure the lighting is horrible with this hat, but listen, anybody knows how to do that, let me know. Tell me what I should do as far as for lighting. This is not my world. The tech side is not my world. Open mic, I spoke about AI, right? I spoke about AI coins, and I'm like, it's not really my world. So I kind of told you who to go to kind of check as far as on the AI side. And there's people for all of these things. I'll tell you, I'm authentic and I'm real, and I'm definitely transparent. If I do something, if I know it, I know it. If I don't, I don't. And I'm always willing to learn, right? So yeah, so that was that. I'm also I'm also open to sending me topics. Send me a message, comment, hey, could you speak about this, or what's your take on that? Said that in all my videos. I'm always open. Like I said at the top of my channel, I'm here. My channel is for inspiration, motivation, and information, right? So it's inspirational, motivational, and informational, like that. So whatever you guys need, I'm here to get, like I said, to give my take. Also, if you're trying to get into this content space, you're trying to be a creator, I'm telling you, the Content to Cash Bible, it is such a basic read. It's like the ABCs. It really breaks it down before you get into this industry. Just please make sure that you have some sort of knowledge about what you're getting into, and then you go. It also talks about financial literacy, all of those things. So check it if you can. Link in the bio. I'm gonna start doing some things also with this. I'm gonna get creative. Again, I'm just going, doing what I gotta do. I appreciate if you watched this far. Appreciate everybody. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I don't know how many times I say that, but that's probably the only sticker I know how to do. So the like, comment, subscribe, I throw it in there just so that I have edits. I'm doing all of this by myself. All good. Please enjoy the day. Hope you enjoy the content. Please, like I said, let me know. Let me know what you guys want. All right, I'll talk to you.
Are you ready to turn your passion into profit? Welcome to the new era, the creator economy, where your content can be your greatest asset. Introducing the Content to Cash Bible by Mike Rodriguez, with Ash Cash, your ultimate guide to building real wealth in the digital age. From mastering your niche, to monetizing your influence, to scaling your brand, this book has everything you need to thrive as a creator. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your content to the next level, the Content to Cash Bible gives you the blueprint to turn creativity into cash flow. Available now. Don't just create your legacy.